Hi, welcome to your Daily Torah Thought. I'm Rabbi Yisrael Bernath. In this week's Torah portion, God visits Abraham after his circumcision. Abraham interrupts the visit and runs out to care for these three unknown travelers. The travelers turn out to be angels who heal Abraham and relay good news that Sarah will finally, at the age of 90, give birth to a child. God set his mind on destroying the evil cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham dares to challenge God. Lot risks his honor and his life to host two travelers in Sodom. They end up turning out to be angels who save Lot's life, and the list goes on, concluding with a suspenseful and powerful story of the binding of Isaac. I've been looking for an underlying message, something that we can relate to. So maybe we can find it actually in the title of the Torah portion, Vayeira, and he appeared. I think of it like this: when there is a need, appear. It's a collection of stories about stepping up to the plate and getting it done. It doesn't matter who we are or how many reasons we have for why not to do it. If we can, we must. Abraham is recovering from a minor surgery, this the cause for much ado, but God himself comes to visit. There are three travelers. Who's going to care for them? Abraham, 99 years old, healing, and in the middle of a meeting with God, runs out to host his guests. Two travelers arrive at the gates of the disgusting city of Sodom. Lot himself, a foreigner in Sodom, takes the risk of hosting them. God wants to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Can anyone stop God? Soft, kind, loyal to God, Abraham stands up to the challenge, and the list goes on. About 40 years ago, a journalist named Gershon Jacobson was in a private audience with the Rebbe. When the Rebbe surprised him, he offered Mr. Jacobson an opportunity to ask any question. A candid, no-holds-barred interview. A bit uncomfortable, Jacobson took the opportunity to ask a pointed question that others had been asking him about the Rebbe. Why is it that the Rebbe voices his opinion about issues that are beyond the scope of his community? The accusation was true. The Rebbe took on many causes and issues that most rabbis or rebbes consider outside their jurisdiction, from the plight of the Chinese immigrants in Chinatown, New York, to the pending legislation of the Israeli Knesset. The Rebbe actively sought to make a difference. The Rebbe answered Jacobson with an insight from the Torah. One of the earliest accounts we have of Moses' life, long before he was the famous Moses, was a day in Egypt when young Moses, a noble in the palace of Pharaoh, went out to see his brethren, the Jewish people, and how they were holding up under harsh slavery. Moses saw the Egyptian slave master mercilessly beating a Jewish slave. The Torah tells us Moses looked this way and that way and saw no one. He killed the Egyptian. The Rebbe asked Jacobson, but we see a few verses later that there was in fact at least one bystander who observed the incident. So what does it mean that Moses looked this way and that way and saw there was no one? It means, the Rebbe said, that Moses looked this way and that way to see if there was anyone who would stand up for this poor Jew being beaten. And he saw there was no one. There was no one doing anything about it. And when no one is standing up to a need, we must rise to the occasion. Moses says, if you need to look right, if you need to look left, then the job is not being done and it's up to you. If you see someone in need, you must take care of them. And the fact that you saw it means that you need to take care of them. If you see someone spreading lies about Israel, don't think someone else is going to get it done. It's our responsibility. You saw it. It's your responsibility. I know it's easier said than done. I know it may be a little uncomfortable, but tell me, is it more uncomfortable than a 99-year-old man healing from circumcision running to prepare a meal for three strangers? I know defending Israel might be unpopular, but is it more unpopular, more dangerous than Lot hosting guests in the hostile city of Sodom? Visiting a friend takes time, and we're busy, but God himself was ready to visit. Are we busier than God? This week's Torah portion tells us that there are always excuses, but winners get it done. And I'll tell you a secret. When Abraham went to host the 3 guests, he had no idea that this story would make headlines in the best-selling book of all time, in the Bible. When Lot invited the guests despite the danger, he had no idea that these 2 angels were actually going to save his life. We can never know the fame and honor, the benefits and blessings, the inconvenient acts of justice and kindness that it will bring to our lives. So in reality, it makes no difference whether you're driven by the role models of the past or the dream of fame and blessings in the future. When you see a need, just get it done. And that's the story. Have a fantastic day.